Hi, welcome back to my channel once again. Today is about a young lady who's battling chronic kidney disease. Her name is Nina. And Nina is a student at Amedzofe College of Education, AMECO. Everything seemed normal with her. She was in school until one day she fell ill. And after visiting the hospital, she had to be diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. I met her once at Trafalgar, that is the whole teaching hospital. And data has proven that 1 in every 10 patients admitted to Trafalgar has chronic kidney disease, and also kidney issues have high mortality rates associated with it. After spending months on sick bed in the hospital, she's been discharged and now needs frequent and weekly dialysis just to stay alive. So we are about to visit her in her hometown. She lives in Takla. Takla is about 30 minutes drive from home. So we're about to visit her for her to tell her own story and everything she's been through. Alright, so we are finally here with Nina. Nina, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and you?
I'm fine. Are you sure you're doing great?
Yeah, I'm managing.
You're managing.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. And so for our viewers who don't know you very well, I would want you to, introduce yourself to them and then tell us your name and everything.
Okay, thank you. My name is Volta Region, and I'm 21 years of age. I started school at the age of 6 from Takla Tokor. I schooled here from Form 1 to Form 3. After that to Trafalgar Senior High, and later to Amedzofe currently now.
You mean Amedzofe College of Education?
Yes, please.
So has it always been your dream to become a teacher?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, that's always been my dream.
So do you feel fulfilled now that you were able to enter the teaching institution?
Yes, I feel fulfilled. But just unfortunately, I'm not in the house.
I understand. So can you tell me a bit about your experience in Amedzofe, how everything was back in school when you were healthy?
Oh, everything was cool. It was enjoyable when I went there. It was cool, just that the weather. The weather is good. Every time the weather is good, but it was okay. It was really nice.
Yes, I for the records, I know Amedzofe very well, and Amedzofe is a community on the mountains, and it's very cold. It's extremely cold, so I understand what she's saying. All right, so now back to your condition. How did it all start?
Actually, I was just feeling a headache and slight dizziness, but it got to a time that it was severe, that they have to rush me to the clinic in town. We went there, they gave me treatment, but how the situation was, it came down small, and they referred me to the regional hospital at home. That was where I was attending hospital, so they referred me to that place. So when I got there, they also did what they can, and they asked me to go and run a test at Trafalgar. So I went there and I did the test. When I returned with the results, that's when they told me I have a kidney disease, so I have to go back there for further treatment.
Wow. So I hope I don't get emotional. So when you were when the test results came out and then you were told you had the kidney disease, how was your emotion like? Did it affect you emotionally?
Yes, because I don't know when it all started, just like that. I feel bad though, but I just encourage myself.
Finally, you were admitted, right?
Yes.
Okay, so where were you sent to first? Was it the ward? Was it the emergency unit? Or where were you sent first when you were admitted?
At first, I was sent to the ward.
Okay.
Yes, because
Which ward was that?
F1,
F1.
female medical ward. Yeah. And when we first, I was going for review. When I sent the result, they said I should go and come. Yeah, so I first went. They just gave me a BP medication that I should come and take if it is the BP that is causing it. But later on, it's like I wasn't feeling well, and I and my mom went back. That was when I was admitted.
Do you remember the particular date, the specific date when you got admitted?
5th October. Yes.
That's last year, 2021.
Yes, please.
Okay. So on admission, what experience did you gather from that place? What was going on your admission bed?
That day when I went, I was admitted. When I went inside, I feel bad.
So let me take you a little bit back to when you got admitted. What was going on at that time?
At that time, my feet was swollen and my face. So that with that, the doctor said we have to start dialysis early. Either than that, it will get worse than that. So
just for the records, I wanted to tell us, for those of us who don't know what a dialysis process is. So can you tell us what dialysis is?
dialysis is like refining the blood, removing the toxics in the blood. Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead.
So my parents and the doctors made the arrangements and the dialysis started. So it got to a time that my foot, my face, everywhere got swollen. Sometimes I will be vomiting blood, and sometimes I'll be running. I'll have stomach running. I'll be going to toilet. So the situation become worse. Sometimes I cannot sleep. Before I sleep, I have to put a pillow on the bed, sit on a chair before I could sleep.
Like for example, this how we are sitting now. You sit on a chair and then put your head on the bed.
Yes.
Wow.
Before I can sleep small. Even that one too. The sleep is not easy. Sometimes my stomach will be paining me to the extent I can't eat. Sometimes for 3 days, and that become worse. Sometimes I can't. It got to a time that I can't breathe. So I was put on oxygen before I could breathe.
Wow. I can say that you really went through a lot. So I learned you were transferred from the ward to the emergency unit. At what point did they transfer you from the ward to the emergency unit?
I was at the ward for 1 month and I was discharged. But when we came home, that day, the following day, no, then we returned back to the hospital, because when I came home, I wasn't feeling well. So when I went home, that was when I was admitted at the emergency ward.
Do you remember what was going on at the emergency ward?
At the emergency ward as well, I was put on oxygen. Sometimes I'll be feeling cold, whether the weather is hot or cold, I'll be feeling cold. Sometimes I can't breathe, so I have to give fan to some people to be fanning me, even though the oxygen, I was on oxygen, but still I have to give fan to some people to be fanning me. And it got to a time that my chest was paining me and I was put on oxygen, but I can't breathe. So I was sent to the ICU. Yeah.
So from the ward to the emergency unit, from emergency unit to
ICU.
intensive care unit.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And from there also back to the ward. Yeah.
So where that, so I that we can say that from the ICU you got better, a bit better.
Yes.
That is why they sent you back to the ward.
Mm.
Okay, so do you remember when that was, when you were sent back to the ward?
When I was sent back to the ward, that one too, I was still on oxygen. But that place too, my arm got swollen, my face, my foot, everything. It's like I can't see well. And that place too, I was on oxygen. And it got to a time my stomach will be paining me. I can't eat. I will be feeling dizzy. It's like the whole lot of complications.
I think in Chichide, did you have any health complication? Dolele no where the vimiclate over there.
Oh, it's like when you may say, Nani came in on you to the vimake so it's like many other culture.
So the whole thing took you by surprise.
Yes.
So for the purpose of those who don't understand what I just said, I'm asking her whether she had any health complications, whether she had any health issues whilst growing up. But she's telling us that no, she just told me that no, she has not encountered any peculiar health issue whilst growing up. So the whole thing took her by surprise. But anyway, such is life. Sometimes things strike us unannounced. All right, so all these health issues, you go to the hospital, you do this, you go for dialysis, you buy drugs and all that. Do you feel there is some kind of financial pressure on your parents?
Yes, there is pressure because they are not having enough. But they are trying their best, and some people too are helping. That's why it's like it's going small. Yeah.
So how many times in a week do you go for the dialysis?
2 times in a week.
Is it supposed to be so?
It's supposed to be 3, but because of the financial problem, I'm going twice in a week.
So how much does it cost you for just the dialysis? Just the dialysis, not the other bills, just the dialysis. How much does it cost you for one dialysis?
One dialysis is 250.
250 Ghana cedis. So it means every week you spend 500 cedis on dialysis. So if you were to do the normal one, which is supposed to be 3 times, that would have been 750 cedis times 4. That is for a month, times the number of months you have been at the hospital, and even now you are still going for dialysis. Wow, that should be so much on your parents and whoever is assisting. Well, I personally want to say a very big thank you to your parents for not neglecting you, and then all those who are trying their best for you to have the best of care as possible. Yeah. So, did you make any friends at the hospital?
Yes, I made friends at the hospital, but unfortunately one died.
Wow. A male or female? Female, obviously, yeah, because you're in the female one. May her soul rest in perfect peace. So, how was your relation with the professionals, the nurses and the doctors?
Oh, it was nice. But sometimes too, when I'm in pain like that and they want to do something for me, I just tell them they should go and come because I'm in pain. Yeah, but it was mutual. It was okay.
So do you have any nurse or doctor friend?
Yes.
Well,
I do have.
You do have. Okay. For some reasons, we'll not mention their names. Yeah. So with what you have gone through and what you're going through, do you have anything to tell people concerning health, or what's your personal experiences? Do you have anything to tell us as human beings?
Yes. Because life now is just something. You will see a friend, by the time you come back or go and come, they will tell you it's no more. But it's like during critical times like this, you have to help each other. You have to care for each other. You have to love each other because you don't know the next time or the next minute what will happen. And we have to help those who are in this situation because it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah,
I can just imagine all the monies for dialysis, all the drugs, or every other thing that you do. It's really not easy. So I want to use my platform personally to appeal to anybody out there who wants to, help Nina. Contact information will be on the screen. It's on the screen now for you to see if there's anything you want to do to help Nina. So even the acting chief executive officer of the whole teaching hospital, that's Trafalgar, even lamented on the inadequacy of the dialysis unit, and there is a fund established to expand the facility because, from what I gathered, there are only 3 machines at the dialysis unit, which means that the whole of the Volta region depends on those 3 machines. You can just imagine the kind of pressure on the facility itself, and then how expensive it is to get a dialysis treatment. I want to know how this sickness has affected you in any way.
It has affected me a lot because when I was in school before it started, during that time we were writing exams, so I couldn't write 2 papers. So that 1 2 is there, and I wasn't able to continue to. I'm now in the house. My colleagues are in school. It has affected me a lot.
So is it that you deferred your courses? When you go back, you're going to repeat the same class. How is it like?
Oh, when I go, I'll go and continue. Yes, from level 200.
So okay, so you are now in first year. Oh, okay. So it means your friends will also be in level 200. So when you go, you just go and join them. Oh, okay. So is that the only way that this thing has affected you?
No, it has affected me in so many ways. When it started, it got to a time that it's like I'm out of myself. Yes, but now it's like I'm okay.
Like you're okay. So now let's come back to the house, the experience you were having in the hospital, and then how you are back to the house now. Do you feel any difference?
Yes, there is a big difference. Actually, in the house, I can bath, I can do some things, but not all things. Yeah.
So you have a little brother, right?
My brother and sister.
And a brother and a sister, they are all here.
My sister is here and my brother is here.
Okay. So do they understand what is going on? Do they know what is going on with you?
Yes, they really understand. They feel bad. Sometimes my little sister, when she's there, then she will stay standing at Babalo. The time that I couldn't sleep, it's like when I'm feeling pain, and she will also be. It's like she'll be sad, and she'll come and sit by me, standing at Babalo.
So how old is she? Or how old is the 2 of them?
One is 13, the other is 2.
Oh, okay. The 13-year-old girl is it's a boy. So it's even the little girl who understands what you're going through because she's here with you. Wow. So I can imagine that your mom is a petty trader, and then now that you are back home, it's not everything you can do. I can imagine how she's under pressure to take care of you, to take care of the little girl, and also go about with her business. Do you think she's affected in any way?
Yes, she's really affected because the time that she has to use for her business is now limited because she has to look after me and later to my little sister before going to wherever she will go to.
So you mean to say that your mother leaves Takla here every day to home, to bring you food and everything whilst you were not admission?
Yes. She has been moving from here to home every time.
Wow. I pray help comes from somewhere to, relieve her of the pressure. Now that you're in the house, do you feel sad that there are things you could have done to help your mom that now she's even the one doing almost everything for you?
Yes, I feel bad because when I was strong, I used to do everything in the house. Cook, fetch water, sweep, do those things. But now it's my mom that is doing it. And I'm feeling bad because it's like I would have done that so that the time I'm doing that, she too, she'll be doing something else. But now she's the one doing everything.
God bless your mom. Money years so body, money you in you there. So your ultimate goal is to become a teacher or nothing. But if you get a chance to, switch, then nursing will be your next. Okay, anyway, that's fine. I hope all your dreams come true. You get back on your feet, healthy, and then you fulfill whatever plan God has for your life. So now that you've been discharged, but it also means that you have to be on the regular dialysis, whether 2 times a week or 3 times a week, for as long as applicable.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so you guys have heard everything that Nina has told us, and I hope that this message will touch the heart of someone to come to Nina's aid and then help the parents, reduce the financial burden on them. And then when you do that, God will richly bless you. So before we go, we would want to, have the mom also to tell us a little bit in terms of finances. All right. So we are going back to the house now to talk to the mother. Do you have some people to say anything to, whether thank you or you just want to say hello to them?
Yes. Thank you to my school and everyone that have been helping me up to this time, and to my friends who have been encouraging me, and to my community and everybody. Thank you. And I pray that God richly bless them and they should do more than that.
She prays that God richly bless everyone who is doing one thing or the other for her, and then her appeal is that God strengthen you guys so that you can do more. And then thank you all also. Mama, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me ado be gbalo efugbe.
Me do be nature.
Me do be nature akpe. Roko ade do ko efiami.
Nko nyenye lanyo ana. Nyenye Nina eno.
Okay. Ta Nina pe dolele thank you jedo kakawada sinefifie. Eleke newe awa michobe be a compare ke enu no chan ko fifie de eleke wa gbole yi.
Machobe chan Nina no sesen de enye pepe de nto. Nyekle wodo, nyekle pagbagba jeje ya ina ya mevie mi le ple no vi obete. Ta Nina yisuku ya de vi sesen fine. Yisuku va gbedeka ko ya yom be o epela megle. Mais chuebo apele ke he de viaje do tale venye ko academy.
Okay.
E ko jimi kle nu metoto ko me wa pebela. Eva zu enyaga kle eganyao e webe mi ape nu gede ola over chaka.
Okay. Ebona lo me konyare nuwo. Ta nkeke gbanto kebe enu va trobe menye maybe etave alo fu me venya ko nyode. Eleke nuka ijolo pe jime. Mi ko gato ya ko derengbo nuka ijolo pe jime.
Be magbela ejinye cho. Wona mzirika be de me ya me blibo. Aha. Avikora me favi. Ela be me didio mi se amedeto. Leke he ovayi mi bua mi eta he me senyala wona mabe me buvinye. Aha.
Mauntone efa kona we. Okay, tamero kuma bia eleke eganyawe ovayi you thank you jedo kakawada sinififie.
Machobe tu time mi he ojedola enu josigbe obe elebe never o dialysis. Vo miao do vide ko mi le ke mia du ka ko no mia do ko kplo ya pe. Ta nu vide ke jira menola. Ele be ma choge yi ma jira pete ma pofu ganye me ga ba ple bubu. Ko va dadi o. E fi abe do pa mi jira pete pofu ga. Me de cho. Le be ma va je kuku de ne amo afi mi va je dialysis gome. Da eva webe mi ape do na ya pete la eto mi gbanche amedo gede me o meto de o gede me gbede mi anga ke fifi apo be de divate wa o cheun
ya be amedo le abele pe ble apeda dade le an akona medewe e gbede mi awon ato now
le nyate pe ma wa da pe na Tasi yo vignon, Vevito, Fanuel, Nella, Israel. O pete o pede miau enya va o kwe o nya be yo pe no vie pede miau e danyewe pele po meto bubu o pete o pede miau pastor Ima sister Vivian o pete o pede miau anda akpenewe
akpene o pete ma o ne don so be waga tan aiji awo gede o da me kuku me tibe na wa appeal we to na gbole because we to nyanu ke meto ele da ata wa appeal vide be maybe na mede le mi anko se ata ava pede emi awunda
yo me tibe maza monu popo ya ne mako okoko na dugbaja novio ple fada metito be no gede menami ela bena eganya keke mitua elolo mi to gede me vai koko keke le mi apengwa egakpe dialysis zieton le consider de kame le pega akla tikeo mele mo po chebe tanenye nu be mi aten awo transplant ela be nina enye vide menya be amegbeto jona ku ejona agbega ke nu gede leme me kwebe nenye be epagbenu chofifia mi bunu gede da madibe mi akpede unye na mi gbo agbe yi
so what basically she said was she expresses a profound gratitude to all those who have been of help to her and the family ever since Nina fell ill, and also appealing to anyone in the organization to help, cater for the healthcare needs. And then the biggest one is the kidney transplants. And so how to reach the mom will be on the screen directly, or you can reach out to me to get to the mom. So mama akpe me mo kokoma bela enyake ado amopeto menu there, and then God will touch the hearts of people to come to our aid. Mountone don't say akpe na kaka mo na irawe akpe na mi ate na wele doji akpe. Yeah, so all too soon we've come to the end of today's emotional interview. I'm hoping for the best for Nina and her family. And also continue to watch Early Newton 360, subscribe to my channel, and then share this content. Let it get to someone. And as always, peace out.